So, when you're into spirituality, and even though all the information is very interesting and everything like that, and esoteric information and stuff like that is very important, it is very important to really understand the root of the problems that we are facing today in the world. And one of the books and one of the authors and inspirational people that I find very encouraging and whose information I find highly regarded and highly accurate is David Icke. This book is something that every single human being would need to have in their bookshelf. This book tells basically the whole concept of what is happening in our planet, why things are wrong in our planet, what has been happening, what is everything to do with the moon and the like aliens, moon, like conspiracy theories, what is behind a monetary system, what is our whole universe, why this universe that we're part of, why this dimension we're part of is suffering in many ways and things like that. This is a book to start off with. Some of the information can be very challenging, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And some of the information in this book is very scary in some ways, but I find that it is very important that when you're on a spiritual path, you are connected to this world and you understand the challenges and the real things that are happening on this planet. You cannot go forward with your spirituality if you're just living on this cloud nine and you really do not understand how to fix things and what is actually wrong. And when you actually know the truth about the things that are here on this planet right now, you feel empowered and you are more ready to actually go forward and know what to do in this world, how to manifest things, how to live this life here, and just to generally understand about things that is going on. So this is David Icke's books, Human Race, Get Off Your Knees, The Lion Sleeps No More. Read this book. It is really, really good and it has a lot of information. It is really, really long, but it is well written, it's interesting, and it has accurate, specific information that is easy to understand, even though it is challenging sometimes. Read it, it's really good. If you want to go more, after you have read this book and you have understood the things that are happening in our planet, and you want to go deeper into that and you want to understand even more about the minor and very specific information about life on other planets and other dimensions and how all of this is coming together in our planet, I would definitely recommend that you would go and find 2 books from Ashayana Deane. So this is Voyagers, The Sleeping Abductees is the volume 1, and The Secrets of Amenti is the volume 2 of this book series. These books are highly specific in information. I do not recommend that you go into these books if you're not very much in this realm already, and I could say that you probably don't understand a thing of this if you're not aware of everything that is going on, like at least like most of what is going on in this planet for real, and you're not very open-minded, and if you don't already have some information about space and aliens and different alien races, this will blow your mind off maybe a bit too much. But if you're already there and you know a lot of things, then this book series can really open your eyes to new kind of understanding and information and give you really highly detailed information. This is really good book and really good books, and I highly recommend these. David Icke's book and Ashayana Deane's books are very connected with DNA, and when you get more close to this realm and spirituality, you will understand the importance of DNA in general. One book that is almost like a cult book on spirituality and DNA is The Cosmic Serpent, DNA and the Origins of Knowledge by Jeremy Narby. And this book is a really good general book about the scientific search on DNA and shamanism and neurology and ancient mythology that is connected to DNA, serpents and snakes and different tribes in jungles and stuff like that, and how they have used different kind of herbs and things like that to really study DNA and what they understand of DNA. And it has some very interesting information, but it doesn't reveal too much. So this book would be something that I would recommend for someone who is new to this idea of DNA being important in our race and in our spirituality. This does not give a lot of like very specific or spiritual information to people who are already quite far off in this path, but I would recommend this for someone who is new to these things. And it is a good read in general, so I recommend this book too. And it can be definitely paired very well up with the David Icke's book and Ashayana Deane books, and they kind of complement each other. So many people who are into spirituality are very eager into developing their psychic and telepathic and third eye and everything like that, like abilities that are connected to spirituality. But one of the books that I go back to again and again and again is from Samuel Sagan, and it's a book called Awakening the Third Eye. And it's a book generally about energy work, how to astral travel, how to awaken your third eye, and just general really good exercises on awakening the third eye, cleansing your meridians, and very practical information about how to keep your energetic body clean and cleansed and detoxified. And I find this information very useful, and I use it almost every day, and this book has really helped me on my energy work, and I would highly recommend this book. And I think you can actually find this book also in the internet for free, so if you can just get your hands on this book, please try to read it. It is really good, and it's also very well written, so I highly recommend that too. If you're into starseed things, and if you would like to know more about our human race and heritage and DNA and things like that, and also like not necessarily UFOs, but other alien races and things like that, and what is humanity's place in this whole game, I would really recommend No More Secrets, No More Lies, A Handbook to Starseed Awakening by Patricia Corey. So I told about Patricia Corey in the last book too, which was about Atlantis. And this is another great book of hers. This is highly accurate information, and it really gives you a clear view about what is going on in our planet for more like spiritual view and also a very practical view. And this book can be really well paired up with David Icke's book. So, if you're interested in things like Lemuria and Atlantis, and you have been feeling this calling towards these things, I would highly recommend a book that I found very insightful, really accurate, and actually the kind of book that really changed my view of Atlantis a lot. And it is called Atlantis Rising, The Struggle of Darkness and Light by Patricia Corey. Patricia Corey is a person who is channeling Syrian High Council, and she's channeling these beautiful books about different topics through the Syrian High Council. And I think that this is one of the most accurate non-sugar coated books about Atlantis. Because even though Atlantis is a beautiful concept and Lemuria and everything like that, But the thing is that not everything in Atlantis was beautiful and fluffy, puppies and kittens. But there were actually huge problems, and that is one of the reasons why Atlantis doesn't exist anymore. Atlantis was a beautiful age in humanity's history, and this book does reveal that side too. But what I find that there are a lot of people on the spiritual realm who are making a lot of money. We're talking about Atlantis and Lemuria and just like painting these sugar-coated pictures of what Atlantis was, and really intriguing the people who have a slight memory of Atlantis but are not really aware of things. So they really buy into these things and start following these specific people who are doing a lot of money by talking about just Atlantis. And there are a lot of things that we can learn from Atlantis, and this is a great book, and I really recommend this book. There are other really great books, but I do not dare to name anything else because I'm pretty sure this is very accurate information, and I know that Atlantis is one of those topics that has so much misinformation going on. So if you read only even like one book of Atlantis, read this book. It is really good. Another great book from Atlantis is actually from Samuel Sagan, and he has written a book called Atlantean Secrets. And I don't have this book with me, but I really like this book. It has very highly accurate and insightful and specific information about Atlantis, and it kind of brings forward this very comprehensive view of Atlantis and different aspects of that era. So this is also the kind of book that if you're interested in Atlantis, I highly recommend that you try to get your hands on this book. It is very intriguing and definitely worth the read. As you might have noticed, I have a bit of a crush with Patricia Corey. I really like her books. So one of the books that I'm reading at the moment is actually about dolphins. This is her newest book, and it is completely amazing. This is about dolphins, and it is called Before We Leave You, Messages from the Great Whales and the Dolphin Beings, Patricia Corey. This is, at the same time, it is one of the most beautiful books, but also the most saddening books I have ever read in my life. And this book is basically about how Patricia Corey got this calling to work with dolphins and whale beings, and and how these dolphins have all the information about our planet, our race, and everything like that. And because we are treating our planet so badly, they have no other choice than leave this planet if we are not doing any changes. And this book was written in a time when you might remember, like last year, where a lot of whales and dolphins were just committing suicides on beaches all over the world. And this is their call for help for humanity. And if you're into oceans and nature and our planet and dolphins, I highly recommend this book. It is saddening, but it's also hopeful, and if you have any connection to Atlantis or Lemuria, you might find this book very amazing and intriguing, because dolphins are highly connected to these places in time and place too. So this book has really stolen my heart, and I really recommend this book.